Welcome back to another exciting and thrill-filled adventure with DIY Nautical Dream. People ask me, they're like, sir? I'm like, no, just kidding. They're asking me, like, do you ever make mistakes when you're doing this kind of stuff? Yeah, I do make mistakes. Lots of times we can redo it. We can hide it with trim, something like that. But in this case, I'm not sure if trim's going to hide it or not. So let's see what happens here. Let's go get the trim and we'll find out. We're not gonna get, yeah, I can tell right now we're not gonna, it's gonna be close, but it's not gonna be close enough. See that? Just not quite. So, gonna have to live with that one. That irritates me. Not much. Just trying to work some of that wood back into the hole. Let's see what it looks like. It's one of those things, nobody's gonna even see it, right? Until I mention it. It's gonna be really hard to even notice at that point. Hey, it is what it is, right? We just got to keep on keeping on, and really not a lot I can do about it. There's only one option really, and that's to, well, make a new panel, and we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it, and you know, most people won't even see it unless I point it out. You sure can't see it from here, right? Once the trim's on, and yeah, it won't. There's trim that goes over this too, right? So won't even see it, but I'll definitely know it's there. Man, that's so frustrating. Well, that's my fault. I should have saw it when I had it taped up there in place, and before I drilled I looked at it, and I was more concerned with lighting coverage down here than I was how I looked up there. Oh.
Alright guys, welcome back.
Welcome back everybody.
Before we proceed to our DIY update, we have some exciting event that we're gonna go to this weekend.
Yeah, we're looking at going to the Seattle Boat Show, hopefully on either Friday or Saturday, on the first week that it's open. So yeah, if you're gonna be in the area, you happen to be at the Seattle Boat Show, if you see us, stop and say hi. Maybe we'll have something with us.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, we're gonna be checking it out. We're definitely not shopping for boats or anything like that, but we always like to look and get new ideas, and we'll go to some of the booths and look for some future upgrades for the boat.
Yeah, it's always fun to go.
Right.
Anyways, let's proceed to our DIY project. We're gonna make it short and sweet. We don't have much going on this update. We will just be locating new galley counter lights.
Yep, that's what we're going to be working on. We want to get those galley lights located, and that'll be really nice. That's going to be a huge upgrade compared to what the galley lights looked like when we first bought the boat. And you know how, if you've watched any of the previous videos, you know how we felt about those, so we didn't like them. So anyways, stay tuned and we'll give you an update on how far we get with this, and we'll check back in later. See ya.
See you.
While we had the panel down, now was a good time to secure the wiring for the lights and make sure everything's nice and organized before we install the panel back up into place. Also, while the microwave is out and the two panels are temporarily installed, it's a good time to locate the center gap cover, the piece of teak that's going to cover the two joints where the two panels meet up together. We need to get that centered and located just right and figure out how we're going to install that and where to cut it at. So it's a good time to check that right now as well.
Also, another thing we need to keep in mind while we're getting ready to wire up these LED lights is the color polarity is actually opposite of what we might think. Black is actually positive and the ground wire is the white wire. So we need to keep that in mind when we're hooking up the wires on these so we don't ruin them. It's just sometimes a little bit different than what we're normally thinking it would be. Normally we expect the black wire to be the ground. So in this picture here, we're trying to figure out the spacing where we're going to put the over the microwave lighting fixture, and so that's what I got all the tape on there for, and I'm just trying to figure out where we're going to locate the holes to mount that, and really can't quite decide, so we're going to actually have to try something different. But we gave this a good try. We just don't feel comfortable that it's going to give us the location we're trying for. So while we were at it, we went ahead and located the final mounting holes for the rest of the teak panel off to the right side there, and you can see the brass screws with the brass shoulder washers, and we really like the look of those. We're definitely happy we found those. Also, one of the other things that we want to accomplish this time while we're at the boat is we want to get this last final rebuilt port light installed that's on this side, and we're going to be so happy to be done with these for a while until we get over to the other side. But for now, this will be the last one, and like always, we went ahead and potted the holes with thickened epoxy, and then we relocate them, and that way we have good threads, good grip for the new fasteners to be going in. All the holes we found so far have been stripped out, so that's why we're potting them with new thickened epoxy. After lots of sanding to get this corner here was just a little high, and so it was causing the port light to ride up just here a little bit, and it was really hard to notice, but if you sat and looked at it long enough, you could probably see it, and if we mentioned it to you, you would definitely see it. So we've done a lot of sanding, try to drop this as flat as we can so that this corner and this corner will appear to be the same, especially up in here, because it's going to be noticeable right up in here more than anything. So I think we have it to a point where we're happy with it, we can live with it, and the next step will be go ahead and start locating the holes for the port light, and hopefully, with any luck, by the end of today we'll have a port light installed. Let's see how far we get. By now we've rebuilt and reinstalled quite a few of these port lights, and this one will be no different than the past few that we've been doing. We're pretty confident in our process now of installing these, and so this just be the last one on this side. We're looking forward to wrapping these up, and you won't hear us talking about port lights again for a long time unless one of them is leaking. Alright, so here we go. We're just about ready to drill some holes. Once we drill, there's no turning back. We're stuck with it. So that's what we're going to go with. Seems like we're pretty happy with it. And then let's see what it looks like on the other side. Alright, so here we go. This here is the last of the port lights and windows that we need to install on this side. We got those two up front. Those were royal pane. And then we have this one here that we're finishing up. We're going to finish this one up today. Just got done putting in all the last of the fasteners, and it's all rebuilt, new lens, all new seal around here, new O-ring inside, same thing on this one here, and this one back here, and all of the aft cabin ones as well. All new rebuilt port lights. So not an easy task to do by no means, but it's very cost effective, because what you have is, by us rebuilding these, we're saving quite a bit of money. I think to buy a new one of these to replace it brand new, you're looking at about $600, somewhere around there. And then yeah, so what we had to do is none of the mounting holes were any good in here. They were all stripped out. So what we did is these were all stripped out,
And so we rebedded them. We opened them up a little bit bigger, and then we filled them with thickened epoxy and let them set up, and then drilled them all, located them all new, and drilled them undersize, and then slowly thread them open to full size. If you go too fast, they'll crack and split, and you'll have to start all the way over again. But if you do it nice and slow, and you cut new threads, then you have a nice tight port light that's not going to come out. When we bought the boat, these were, only thing holding them in was the 5200 seal, and that was it. The screw holes were all stripped and filled with seal. So anyways, that's where we're at, and you know, like I said, that's a pretty good deal, and it's kind of a milestone for us. We still have the whole other side of the boat to do, but at least we know that we got this far here on the side. So we're getting our processes better. We're learning as we go, understanding that things don't have to be as hard as we made them in the beginning. We learn better ways, better processes, and so when we do the other side, it'll probably go a lot easier. So anyways, that's where we're at. We got plenty more work to do today, so we'll get back at it. We're gonna have to fill all the gaps on the outside with marine sealant, and we're not using 5200. We're using it's called UV 4000. I believe that is what we're using, and it's still really strong sealant, but not quite as wild as 5200 is. So
it's a really nice feeling to know that all the windows and port lights on this side of the boat and in the aft cabin have all been rebuilt, replaced, new lenses, new seals, you name it, we've redone them, and hopefully none of them will leak, and they're all tinted and everything. They're really nice looking. We saved a ton of money doing it ourselves, but if you look, it also looks really nice too, to just see them all in there. It's getting a little more complete each time. Pretty nice. So our first attempt at locating this light fixture didn't work out so well, so now we're going to try it with the light actually on, and we'll just tape it up above the microwave and see if we can get it centered just right, and figure out how much light we want showing onto the stove and the face of the microwave, and then hopefully this will give us a good idea where we want to put it. Alright, so here we're trying out this light for over the microwave area. It's only taped up in place, obviously, because we don't want to drill holes just yet if that's not the one we want to use. So but yeah, it seems like it lights up the stove pretty good, and so I think it's gonna work. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So yeah, you can see from this angle here, even at a distance, that it provides really nice light over the stove and over the front of the microwave area, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So I think we're going to go with this. Now we'll just have to drill some holes and decide to make it happen. We went ahead and when the microwave was in place, we located this light here so that it would still put some good light down here at the stove area. We also realized that it doesn't get any light down here back under the shelf where the coffee area is, so we're going to put a little light underneath the shelf just to light up that area there. And so what we need to do now is we're going to remove these panels here, right here, and we'll bring them home and we'll put the last coat of varnish on them, and then these will go, they'll come back and we'll do a final install. And we still got a couple screws to add, things like that, but yeah, all in all, it's really starting to look good. We're kind of getting closer to wrapping up this galley area. So we finished installing the last forward port light on this side of the boat, which is a really nice accomplishment, milestone met there. We still have to peel the protective paper off on the back side, but probably not going to get to that today. But we did go ahead and add we sealed it up on the back side with caulking so it won't leak. And then we did the same thing on this one, because last time it was raining, this one leaked a little bit, so we went ahead and sealed it up on the back side also. And yeah, we have our prototype light going still, which looks pretty good, and we're happy with that, the way that turned out. And then we have a nice little under the counter light here going on. So what I do want to do is
I want to add a couple of little downlights in here, some LED downlights in here, and some over there, just to kind of gently light up those areas a little bit, especially for at nighttime. But yeah, all in all, it's looking pretty good. I mean, if you take a look down this way here, it's starting to look nice. So yeah, we're pretty happy with it. We'll go ahead and work on doing the final install on these panels, and hopefully wiring in the lighting, and we'll be able to put the microwave back in place. So that's all hopeful. We don't know how far we'll get, but that's what we want to do. So anyway, we still have a light fixture we want to locate down here, and I'm not sure the positioning on it yet, so we might have to, hopefully we don't have to drop it back down again, but we might. And then the other thing we want to do is we want to locate another fastener here, and then another fastener right here, just to kind of hold that up a little bit more secure. But all in all, it's coming along pretty good. I'm trying to do the best I can to hide the wires. So one of the things I did was I removed one of the screws that holds this panel on, and I went ahead and just oversized it just a tiny bit and brought these wires out here, and these are gonna mount to a light that's on the bottom side of this shelf. It'll make more sense later, but anyways, that's kind of what's going on there. So anyways, well, we're making a little progress at a time, but it's getting there. So we'll go ahead and install this fastener right here. And so what I'm doing is I'm using an awl right here. It's a little metal tool, and I'm using this to help locate the holes. I'll see if that'll work. So I'm using this very sharp pointy tool, and I'm just making sure that I'm in the range of the hole there before I put the screw in. And since we're using soft metal screws, because we're kind of going for the nice look here, we don't want to really torque those down with the screw gun, because they have the tendency to snap at the shank, and we don't want that. So all right, what we're doing now is we're getting ready to locate some more holes. So I've measured before I put this panel back up, and I know that I want to come out this way 2 inches and 2 inches this way, and that should get us in line with our next that'll get us lined up with our spacer we have back there. It doesn't have to be precise, but if we're going to do it, we want to try and make it look nice as we can. One of the hardest things for me to do is to drill holes in this wood after we spent so much time making it look so nice and beautiful and glowing with varnish, sanding, and all that good stuff. But it is what it is at this point. We're there. We have committed to it now. Oh yeah, see? That snugged it up pretty good. And that's all we want. We just want to snug it up so that the panel's not moving around. So I like that. Looks good. Let's see how this one turns out. This one seems like it has a little bit of a gap behind it. Yeah, see? It's snugged up really nice. We'll run it up by hand the rest of the way. I want to feel how tight it is. we're probably gonna have to countersink that, because later on down the road, this piece is going to need to fit there. Wow. We're all right. We're gonna get away with putting the cup washer on there and everything. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. But yeah, that looks good. So now what we want to do is we want to try and figure out where we're going to put that light.
A few moments later.
I'm going to get ready to locate this light here. And so I ran some just test leads down here to run power to it. And it'll give us a better visualization of where we want to place this light before we drill holes, because I don't like to drill holes and then wish I didn't. So this will give us an idea where we want to put this. So really I need to turn this light off so we can get an idea. Really don't want to put it next to this screw. So I'm trying to just imagine what kind of lighting is going to be available for washing dishes and things. So I'm putting some tape up here because I can mark on the tape, and that way I don't mark on the wood. So what I want to do is I want to tape the light up here, and then I'm going to walk away and look at it from a little bit of a distance, and we'll see if this is what we're really looking for. But I think we're pretty close. I like it a little bit brighter over the sink. I'll give you an idea of what else we have planned. So that'll help also with trying to decide how much light we want to put in this area. The reason why we're doing it this way, I just don't really want to drill any holes without knowing exactly where we're putting it. So might look a little bit crude, but let's see what we got here. Let's take a look. I mean, that lights up the... I think we got what we want. Is we want good countertop light here, which we have that, and we also have good lighting in the sink. We have really good lighting on this side, and you know, it's still pretty good over here. Yeah, I'd say we're good with the lighting. And then we have good lighting over the stove area as well. So another thing to keep in mind is, let's step back a little bit and take a look. So that's really well lit up. So also keep in mind up here we have, this is just one right here of these, and see it puts off a lot of light right there. But now imagine we're gonna have two more of these. One's gonna be right here, so it's gonna flood this area really well with light. And then there's going to be another one right in this area, and it's going to flood this area really well with light as well. So I'm good with where it's at. I think we're fine, and I'm going to go ahead and start measuring and try to get it the same distance away from the edge as this one. All right, so that's what we'll do. I'll roll the camera when we're drilling the holes to mount that light. Okay, so and then that way you'll see. The way I locate things probably isn't the way everybody else does it. Let's just say I do it a little bit on the backyard side. So anyways, we'll get it. Got that one located. We'll get this one located. And once they're located, we'll put the trim rings on and we'll see what everything looks like. I think it's gonna look really good. But yeah, so that's you gotta keep in mind, we're on a boat here. That's really good galley lighting for a boat. I mean, usually on a boat you can't see anything when the lights are on. It's still very dim in the area, but we want this to be really well lit up, and I think we're gonna get there. Anyway,
Well, now that we've measured and located this fixture right where we want it, it's time to drill the holes. We spent too much time thinking about where we want to put this and measuring and putting all that effort into it. Sometimes you just got to go for it and make it happen. Measure twice, cut once, measure twice, drill once. We measure about 8 or 9 times and then finally do it. So I really felt good about how we located and measured this and then drilled. We were really careful, really cautious. Want to make sure we got it even with the edge of the teak panel. Yeah, we did really good with that. But just about the time we put the screws in there and fastened it up, and I took my look from down below, and I realized right away what I'd done wrong. In all actuality, we should have measured it off of the wall of the cabinet door face, not the edge of the teak plywood. Well, we got a problem now.
So, all right, so here's the newly repositioned light. And so now, I think that looks better because it's the same distance from here to here. It's not the same distance from here to here, but we wanted to look good. I think we're gonna go for that. It's not my favorite. I don't like drilling a bunch of holes, but at least when we're looking at it now, it does not look crooked because it's in line with this. So, see what it looks like from down here. I think it looks right. That's what we need to go with. So, now I'm thinking if I should change this one or not, but I don't know. Well, when I see something now, I want to fix it. No, it's going to bother me, so I don't know. We'll see what happens here. For now, we're going to go ahead and make this one right, and then we'll think about the next one. Here's where we're at. You can see we have extra set of holes now. Back here, we're not going to be using that hole. This is the new hole we just located. And then now back here, we have this hole here that's going to be exposed, and we moved it back that far. So, yeah. People ask me, they're like, sir? I'm like, no, just kidding. They're asking me, like, do you ever make mistakes when you're doing this kind of stuff? Yeah, I do make mistakes. Lots of times we can redo it. We can hide it with trim, something like that, but in this case, I'm not sure if trim's gonna hide it or not, so let's see what happens here. Let's go get the trim and we'll find out. We're not gonna get, yeah, I can tell right now we're not gonna, it's gonna be close, but it's not gonna be close enough. See that? Just not quite. So, gonna have to live with that one. That irritates me. Not much. Just trying to work some of that wood back into the hole. Let's see what it looks like. It's one of those things, nobody's gonna even see it, right? Until I mention it. It's gonna be really hard to even notice at that point. Hey, it is what it is, right? We just got to keep on keeping on, and really not a lot I can do about it. There's only one option really, and that's to, well, make a new panel, and we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it, and you know, most people won't even see it unless I point it out. You sure can't see it from here, right? Once the trim's on, and yeah, it won't. There's trim that goes over this too, right? So won't even see it, but I'll definitely know it's there. Man, that's so frustrating. Well, that's my fault. I should have saw it when I had it taped up there in place, and before I drilled I looked at it, and I was more concerned with lighting coverage down here than I was how I looked up there. Oh, all right, well, so once I knew the problem was there, I had to fix it. And so I went ahead, took a measurement, and this side was 1.5 inches farther this way than this one was. So I went ahead and fixed it, and it's gonna look, now that we're looking at it like this, it looks good, it looks normal. You gotta remember there's gonna be trim going up here, so We want it to match up with the wall, not with the edge here. Otherwise it's one of them's not going to look right. So we're going to go with the wall, matching it up with the back wall there. So I'm happy with that. Now they're both in line, matching. Well, they match this way, so when we look at them like this, they look right? So can't really win either way, but anyways, you know what? If we don't like it, we can always put it back. Now on this one here, we only missed that by that much. The trim piece is going to definitely cover that. So with the trim on, I won't even see it. So alright, so we're going to go ahead and continue buttoning this up. We're going to make it a little bit better each time we do something. So here's what it's going to look like with all the lights that are going to be on. We got that one under the shelf there to light up the coffee pot area, which I think looks pretty good. Now, we're not done routing all the wires or anything, but that was a very heavy lift for that microwave. Okay, so pretty happy with that, but I don't say so myself. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. We got that located, that one located, and this one located, and we put the microwave, just temporarily set it back in there, and pretty happy with that. So we're making some good progress. Yeah, so it's a good thing I set that one back, because now it matches the angle of the microwave and everything, so that all looks really good. Definitely glad we did that. One of the nice things about this light here is, look at that. We can go to that awesome night mode, or we can go, see, we can even dim it down a little bit, or go back to bright. See, just a little bit even. Looks good. I like it. Very nice. Okay, and I got one more fastener I want to locate in there, and then I want to start go ahead and snugging everything up, and we'll see what it all looks like when everything's tightened down. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. So, and the microwave is going to come back out because we have a piece of trim that's going to hide this gap right here, so that's going to look really nice. Yeah, I'm really happy with the progress. The galley lighting is looking really good, and once we're done in this area, we are going to clean this whole mess. It's going to be one of those deals. I don't know. We'll have to figure out how to do that. All right, so progress for today is we have this mounted. We have the under the microwave light mounted, which lights up the coffee area back there behind the stove. Really like that. And then we have this one mounted as well. And the next thing we need to do is we need to use the existing wires that are up underneath here that we routed last time we were at the boat. And yeah, so I'm telling you what, we're looking pretty good. Look at that. How's that for a well-lit galley? Does that look pretty nice? All right, so now imagine one more there of the green and white light, one more right here, and then another one right in this area here. So we're gonna have really adequate galley lighting. It's gonna look pretty sharp. So definitely happy with the progress we're making. It's looking pretty good. There's trim, there's beauty rings that go around these, and this one here. And then another nice feature on this one is we can dim it, or we can go to blue mode, which is pretty cool. Right on. Anyways, it's looking pretty good. I'm happy.
For us, interior lighting on a boat is of very high importance, especially on a boat like this where we're planning on being out at sea for long distances. We really want to have good lighting on the boat, and good lighting in the galley is also equally important because that's where, you know, meals are going to be prepared, and just people are going to be passing through here and looking for things all the time, and we just want to have really good lighting on our past experience with other boats, interior lighting has always been dim and really hard to find anything. And even when every light is on in the boat, it still seemed like it was hard to find things. We would rather have more than enough light and have to turn some off rather than to not have enough. So that is one of the things we're really working hard on.
All right, so here we are. We got the side trim piece all back in place. It's just temporarily attached, but we just want to see what everything looks like. Mostly put back together, kind of before and after. And wow, this is really looking nice. So yeah, it's coming along pretty good. Galley's looking really nice. We're making some good progress. Can't see it, but up under there is the new teak panel that we installed. Looks pretty good. All the way up underneath there. It's looking really sharp. Got that nice light underneath the microwave put in. We didn't have that before, so that was really nice. Nice addition there, because now it's not all dark under there. And we'll tuck the wires up. We're just trying to finish things up here. And then we have the piece of teak there to cover over the seam. We're gonna take this off and round it over on the router at home. We'll varnish it. We're gonna leave it on for right now, but we just kind of want to see how everything looks, you know, back together. New and improved version, but everything is back in place over here mostly in the galley area. So it's looking pretty sharp. Of course, our next project is going to be getting all this wiring sorted out over here and up in here. Want to get all this squared away here real soon. That's going to be one of the next projects we do, so that we can put the rest of the galley overhead part back together and show everybody what a beautiful boat this is. But we have a light assembly we need to put in there, and we need to put one in here, but we cannot put those in until we get the covers on, which is waiting for this piece right here to go back into place. But yeah, this is looking pretty sharp. Take a look down here. It's looking really nice. Now, this mess here is going to go away pretty soon as well. We just want to make sure we have everything put together and all the fiberglass and all the epoxy and everything we need to do on this side. We want to make sure we have that out of the way. And then this will all clean up, and we'll move the mess over to the other side of the boat. Start work on that. But just want to show what a nice improvement this is from before.
So here's the view with the large long trim piece still not installed yet, and then take a look at what we have after we install it. That trim really makes a big difference. It's hard to tell without it, but then once you see it on, it adds that really nice finished look to the boat, and it's so nice. We're really feeling good about putting some of these pieces back together again. It seems like this part of the boat has really been taken apart and disassembled in such a state for so long now that we were wondering what it looked like when it was back together, but now we're seeing the fruit of some of our labor coming to pass, and we're really happy with it. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of time goes in, a lot of stuff you guys don't see going on behind the camera, and stuff we don't take film on or anything like that, but it's coming along, and slowly but surely we'll get this boat into a beautiful thing of beauty status, and we'll hopefully one day be out sailing her. So that's what we're working on. What do you guys think? Let us know if you like the progress so far. If you have any ideas, we'd really be open to hearing some. We're always looking for ideas on how we can improve our process or how we can make this boat even more beautiful.
All right, so what you got going on, honey?
Oh man, well, yeah, locating those galley lights was harder than I thought it was. Because you know me, I gotta have everything measured just right. Measure about 8 times and then go ahead and drill
It's
them.
more than that.
Yeah, go ahead and drill locate. But problem with that is I thought I had it, and well, hey, you guys get to see some mistakes in this one. So
Just is what it is. And I mislocated the light fixtures off by about, I don't know, roughly an inch, maybe a half inch, but it's enough to cause a problem. So anyways, we got through it, and we're gonna go ahead and move forward. So that's where we're at, and at least we have the galley lights located now, and we have a better idea on how things are gonna look with those light fixtures in. So I thought it turned out pretty good, in spite of the mistake. So
Well, mistakes makes you perfect, right?
yeah, right. I don't think so, but what do you think of the lights? You like them?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's really nice. So anyway, so that's where we're at. We're just gonna wrap up this video and keep it short and sweet.
All right. So thanks for watching, guys. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe down below.
You know how to do that. You hit that little subscribe button and the bell.
Like that. Ching!
Yep, and you're good to go. Hey, we just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. We've had quite a few come in lately, and we're so happy about that, man. That is just really great. It gives us more motivation, makes us feel good about what we're doing, and there's some people out there that like what we're doing. So that's great. We're really happy about that, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys, for staying along.
Yeah, all the longtime subscribers, we appreciate you just as much. So thanks to everybody for watching, and we hope you have a nice day. See ya.
you.
Now there's a nice looking shell. I'd keep that one.
And what's that?
My idea. Oh, we got a boat coming. It's this guy. Nice. Dang. 5 engines on the back. That was sweet.